Hi, my name is Nick Carroll, and these are the benchmarks for the Nexus 4 and Nexus 7. So starting out with these tests, I'll be testing these two Nexus devices with Antutu, Quadrant Standard, Geekbench 2, 3D Mark, and Epic Citadel. I've cleared data for each benchmark program as well as rebooted each tablet before starting. I'm also allowing a couple minutes between each test to allow each device to cool down, thus minimizing any chance for CPU or GPU clock speed throttling during these tests. So this is Antutu, and as you can tell, the scores here with the Nexus 4 has 17,105, whereas the Nexus 7 has 13,809. So that's a fairly good acquittal for the Nexus 4, and I would say in retrospect the Nexus 7 is holding itself fairly well, considering the Nexus 4 is 4 months newer. One thing you'll notice is here's my device, the Nexus 7, which is actually just a little bit under the HTC One X. And then of course here's the Nexus 4, my device here. And according to this score, it's slightly higher than the average Google Nexus 4, although I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. Next up is a benchmark called Quadrant Standard. I know it's going to be a little hard to see, if not impossible to see, but in this benchmark, the Nexus 7 scored a 3561 and the Nexus 4 scored a 4867. Alright, as you can see here with Geekbench 2, I've scored 1451 on the Nexus 7 and 2299 on the Nexus 4. Now we're going to run 3 individual benchmarks in a benchmark program called 3D Mark. As you can see here, after running all 3 tests, that the Nexus 4 pretty much blows the Nexus 7 out of the water. Like, I'm not exactly sure what maxed out means in terms of final score, but it's clearly done better than this. The best Ice Storm Extreme score is 7247 as opposed to 1897, and the best Ice Storm Unlimited score is 11,324 compared to 3247. So that's pretty impressive. Not bad for a smartphone that came out only 4 months after this tablet. Although realistically the smartphone is designed to be a little bit more high-end compared to the competition when it came out, compared to the Nexus 7. But that's interesting. And I've switched orientation so that we can run a benchmark called Epic Citadel. In a bit of an interesting twist, it appears the Nexus 7 actually gets better scores, 54 frames per second on the high quality score for Epic Citadel, as opposed to the Nexus 4's 47 frames per second. I'm not exactly sure why that occurred. Maybe this is Tegra optimized. I can't really tell, but that doesn't seem to bear out compared to every other test and at least my day-to-day use. But it is what it is, and that's what the benchmark has scored for these 2 apps. If you enjoyed this video, please like or share it. And if you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and have a great day.